What's your name and where you from?
My name's Julian, New York City.
New York, born and raised, yeah?
Yeah, born and raised there.
Talk to me about what life was like growing up.
Man, she was a good time. Had a lot of fun, did a lot of dumb had a lot of fun times. Got introduced to the city. I grew up on hip hop. Got introduced to graffiti and the crews. Then got introduced to hardcore. Found out about punk rock. Yeah, living in New York is cool. I couldn't imagine going up other places, but yeah, had a good time being outside as a kid.
Yeah. How would you describe the environment at home?
Man, environment at home was cool. I'm kind of like the remedial mother of the family, you know what I mean? Like, I was special ed like my whole life, and come from a Jewish family. Everybody reads, a lot of talking. We like to argue, and I'm good at that. But couldn't read for like a long time, you know what I mean? So definitely like had to like find my own way, how to figure stuff out. Yeah, got out of there when I was like 15 or so, something like that, and yeah, I don't know. I definitely had to find my own way in life, my own way to communicate and learn how to be myself. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of had a lot of like, yeah, couldn't read, couldn't function. Had a lot of difficult times being like doing things that normal people, you know what I mean, had no trouble doing. I had a lot of trouble doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you think those things were challenging for you?
I mean, I've been like diagnosed with things, but like I don't like to like talk about that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I think like I don't know. I think like in the Bhagavad Gita, there's like a war between like heaven and hell going on always, and I think how it reflects in the world is it's like a war between like the squares and then like the freaks. And I think I was kind of born like that. I was kind of like born a freak with like no choice. You know what I mean? So I think like, I don't know. I definitely don't think like the rest of my family, nor do I think like a lot of people and I grew up around even, you know what I mean? And I had to find things that made me like be able to participate, you know what I mean? So like graffiti was a really good way to participate, you know what I mean? Music, going to shows and dancing, was a really good way to participate. You know what I mean? That was a way that I could find love, find community. You know what I mean? Find my OGs that took care of me. You know what I mean? Taught me how to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You mentioned that you left home at 15 years old. To me, that's a very young age. Is there any particular reason why?
I mean, I dropped out of school a couple of times. Pops wasn't having it. Really, what it came down to is I just didn't like school. Couldn't be at school. School was a bad place. I have a daughter now. She got to go to school soon, and I'm like tripping because she's like already like I don't want to go to school. I'm like I feel you, dog. Like you know what I mean? But yeah, school is a bad place again, just because like I couldn't deal with it, couldn't function. You know what I mean? Couldn't do what the other kids were able to do.
How did that make you feel?
Dumb. I think for a long time my family thought I was dumb. I thought I was dumb for a long time. Now that I like play music, you know what I mean? Like I express myself. That's kind of what makes it worth continuing to do. You know what I mean? Because it's like found something that I'm able to do. You know what I mean? I think like everybody in life has like one, maybe some people have multiple things, but everybody has like a dance that they're meant to do. You know what I mean? Maybe you meant to talk, you know what I mean? Like people have things that they're fucking born to do, you know what I mean? And I am blessed that I found something that I feel like I'm born to do, you know what I mean? It makes me feel good, you know what I mean? That's why I do it.
Talk to me a little bit more about the struggles, because obviously trying to find your own way can be quite difficult.
Yeah.
But obviously in your mind you have this perception that you're, what you described as dumb, that you're you were thinking in a way that you're not. So how was it for you getting to the point where you're able to kind of find your way and know who you are?
I guess through really meeting older, like older folks that like really like I got a couple OGs, you know what I mean, that really like helped like show me the proper way to be, you know what I mean, like Ezek Scam from New York, DMS crew, all my brothers and sisters in Corpus. When I was younger, David Kaplan, who was my first Sifu, brought me into the martial art lifestyle around that same time. And he would train with me before school, you know what I mean? And just like, you know, show me that I could respect myself, really, you know what I mean? Mike Down is a proper OG, passed away maybe like 3 years ago now. San Diego hardcore scene, but was in New York when I was a child and like just let me chill and stay in his apartment, you know what I mean? On like Essex, like in the lower, you know? He's a cool motherfucker. Gangster, absolute gangster till the end. Yeah, but I really have those folks to thank, you know? And those folks show me the way. So I'm always thankful to have them in my life. And really like through the crew, through like the creation of Corpus is my family back home, through my brothers and sisters in Corpus and like the support that we show each other, you know what I mean? And the family that we've created, the chosen family that we've created together. Yeah, and you know, and we we just lost a serious Corpus soldier, probably my best friend on earth. My brother, Noble Demand Spell, passed recently, and I'm still, it's very fresh. Now it's like almost 6 months, but that's been like the most difficult thing that I've had to deal with in a long time. And it's funny too, cause like, you know, everybody's like talking to me, being like, wow, like, you know, like the music's really going good, huh? Like people are like responding to music, and like that's, you know, the band is doing well, and like and like I've never been so full of sadness, full of hurt and pain and anger in a long time, you know.
Talk to me about grief and how you've been able to deal with it and how you're dealing with it.
Man, grief is like a terrible thing. Terrible thing. Like a wound that just like bleeds, you know what I mean? And honestly, I've just been making OD music, been sitting by myself. We used to hang out all night, you know what I mean? So I feel like the hours that we used to meet up in the studio like 1 a.m. till like 3 a.m. I've been making a lot of music, trying to talk to him. But really, like, I think like I'm blessed that I got a daughter now, so I don't have the ability to crash out. If I didn't have my daughter, I would have crashed out, definitely. Would have made the bad decision. But honestly, the way I'm dealing with it is just like talking about it, trying to say his name. He always told me that like going around doing what we do is like gospel music, like sharing the gospel with folks, you know, like, and that's important, you know what I mean? So like, it's difficult to do without him, but I know that he pressed me in real life to keep doing what I do all the time, you know? So like he's still pressing me, you know what I mean? So he's still got that pressure on us.
Talk to me about some of the feelings that you have, because I know that you mentioned that you like to suppress a lot of your feelings because of your daughter. If it wasn't for your daughter, you'd have crashed out.
Yeah.
What are some of those feelings that you feel that, you know, you're keeping suppressed?
Total shame and responsibility for you know what I mean? Responsibility. He was like my son, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So total pain and I hold a lot of responsibility. We used to ride motorcycles together. He died on his motorcycle, you know what I mean? So a lot of folks blame me for that, and that's okay, you know what I mean? And if I have to be the person that folks blame, that's okay, you know what I mean? I'm down to be that person that folks need to blame for something, that's okay. Because everybody's hurting in different ways, and some folks need somebody to be upset about. And if I could be that for you, God bless you.
Yeah. Is it hard to not put the blame on yourself even though it's not your fault?
I don't think I'm like able to separate it, you know? Like I don't think I'm able to parcel out the feelings of yeah, you know what I mean? Between pain and responsibility, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I can parcel those things out. It's all like one terrible thing right now, you know what I mean? But I will say that I'm trying to not be selfish, you know what I mean? And be proud of all the time that we spent together, you know what I mean? I guess I'm blessed to have this way that we sang together on stage a lot, you know what I mean? And now I'm on stage without, you know, and that's really, really difficult, but at least I have this place, you know what I mean, that we were together and that in some ways we're still together in, you know what I mean?
The guilt and the shame that you said that you were carrying, what impact would you say that's done on you mentally?
It's got me drinking, dude. It's got me drinking. But, you know, like I said, trying to be an adult, you know what I mean? But honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think people say I don't know about depression or anything like that, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's just more I think it's just more weight, you know what I mean? I can't really disconnect from you know what I mean? It's all just one huge, I couldn't say what it's done to me mentally because I'm just accepting of it currently, you know what I mean? So I've lost friends who are alive, you know what I mean? Over how people are dealing with this. Member of my family is fucking, you know what I mean? He's very, he's going crazy, you know what I mean? Everybody's dealing with this in some of it in a positive way and some of it in a terrible way. And yeah. And I just have the blessing of somewhere to be. You know what I mean? If someone needs me to be somewhere, otherwise I wouldn't be nowhere, you know?
Would you say that you're still trying to find a positive way to deal with it then?
I guess so. The only thing that the positive parts in my life is spending time with my daughter and my family, and spending time with my friends, the crew, Corpus, and getting to make music, you know what I mean? Getting to express myself, you know what I mean? That's been really saving me, and riding my motorcycle, you know what I mean, has been saving me. But I guess gotta wake up in the morning and sweat, you know what I mean? Hit the bars, you know what I mean? Go get money, you know what I mean? You gotta set yourself up not to not to stay looking at the ceiling, you know what I mean? You gotta set up the conditions, you gotta set up the discipline, you know what I mean? Because the reality that almost everybody deals with is war, you know what I mean? So you gotta stay militant and stay disciplined so that we can get through it together.
Do you feel like maybe sometimes you've not expressed yourself enough about it then, and being able to speak to people? Because I know that earlier you mentioned about when you were 15 years old, you left home, you found community. Would you say that you've been able to find that now, even through what you're going through?
It's definitely hard to express myself about it because like still just like living in it, you know. I woke, like, you know, when you like live together with someone like that, you know what I mean, share meals for so many years, you know. No, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. It's funny, like, you know, obviously, like, there's like a new record and there's like business to do, you know what I mean? And people want me to like talk about like community and like, you know what I mean? And it's difficult, man, because like this is all I'm thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And so right now, it's funny. This is like when I'm expressing myself between you and I right now, you know what I mean? Not really a lot other times, you know what I mean? I'm not really talking about it, but at least for right now, that's okay. At least for right now, that's okay. Until it's not, I guess.
I wanted to just take things back a little bit because there was a question I wanted to ask about the time where you left home and you obviously found community. Before you found that community and you was able to learn those life lessons that are still with you now, what would you say the most difficult part of your life was around that age, 15, 16, before you had those people around you?
I got kicked out of school in like 3rd grade and like, you know what I mean? So that sets you up, you know what I mean? To be like the problem, you know, the problem in the family, you know what I mean? And I guess that was the situation. And like, you know, different people cope different ways, you know what I mean? I don't, you know, but it's really just like became not my home around that age. That's all I can say, you know?
Yeah. How would you say your relationship is with your parents now?
Sometimes hard, sometimes good. But I will say, now that I'm a father, I'm like, I give them like odious amounts of grace. You know what I mean? Everybody doing the best that they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, you know what I mean? I've done a lot of trying to like forgive you know, myself and other people, you know what I mean?